Good morning, brothers and sisters. Jim Beckwith reporting here again at End Times Prophecy News. Gateway Pundit reports John Solomon memos reveal Burisma Holdings pressed Obama State Department to help end corruption investigation involving Hunter Biden. What? Yes. Burisma Holdings forced Obama to tell Vice President Biden to tell him to fire the prosecutor. Yes, it came down from the Obama Barry Soetoro administration. New memos reveal Burisma Holdings, Hunter Biden's Ukrainian natural gas company, pressured the Obama State Department to help end the corruption investigation during the 2016 election cycle. Just 1 month before, then Vice President Joe Biden forced Ukraine to fire Viktor Shokin, the prosecutor probing his son Hunter. Joe Biden bragged about getting Viktor Shokin fired during a 2018 speech to the Council on Foreign Relations. Oh, busted. The media immediately covered for Biden and said his targeting of Mr. Shokin was totally unrelated to the prosecutor's corruption investigation into Hunter and Burisma Holdings. But new memos released because of a FOIA lawsuit filed by award-winning investigative reporter John Solomon show Burisma Holdings contacted the Obama State Department several times during the 2016 election to discuss ending the probe. Can we have that transcript, like you tried to do on Donald Trump with Ukraine? In fact, Burisma Holdings actually name-dropped Hunter Biden when requesting help from the State Department. During that February 2016 contact, a U.S. representative for Burisma Holdings sought a meeting with Undersecretary of State Catherine A. Novelli to discuss ending the corruption and allegations against the Ukrainian firm where Hunter Biden worked as a board member, according to memos obtained under the Freedom of Information Act lawsuit. I filed that suit this summer with the help of the public interest law firm, the Southeastern Legal Foundation. Just 3 weeks before Burisma's overture to state, Ukrainian authorities raided the home of the oligarch who owned the gas firm and employed Hunter Biden, a signal the long-running corruption probe was escalating in the middle of the U.S. presidential election. Hunter Biden's name, in fact, was specifically invoked by the Burisma representative as a reason the State Department should help, according to a series of small exchanges among U.S. officials trying to arrange the meeting. The subject line for the email exchanges read simply, Burisma. Per our conversation, Karen Tramontanto of Blue Star Strategies requested a meeting to discuss with U.S. Novelli USG remarks alleging Burisma, Ukrainian energy company, of corruption. A February 24th, 2016 email between state officials read, quote, she noted that 2 high-profile U.S. citizens are affiliated with the company, including Hunter Biden as a board member. Tramontano would like to talk with U.S. Novelli about getting a better understanding of how the U.S. came to the determination that the company is corrupt. The email added, according to Tramontano, there is no evidence of corruption, has been no hearing or process, and evidence to the contrary has not been considered. The email showed Tramontano was scheduled to meet Novelli on March 1st, 2016, and that State Department officials were scrambling to get answers ahead of time from the U.S. Embassy in Kiev. The records don't show whether the meeting actually took place. The FOIA lawsuit is ongoing, and state officials are slated to produce additional records in the months ahead. Hunter Biden, by some accounts, was being paid over $200,000 a month sitting on the board of Burisma Holdings, despite the fact that he had no experience in the field. As soon as the corruption probe was opened, Daddy Vice President came to the rescue and got the Ukrainian prosecutor fired. According to the newly released records, Hunter Biden's fellow American board member on Burisma, Devon Archer, successfully secured a meeting with then Secretary of State John Kerry on March 2nd, 2016. Recall, Devon Archer was also Hunter Biden's partner in crime in an American firm named Rosemont Seneca. Quote, Devon Archer coming to see us today at 3 p.m. Needs someone to greet him at C Street. An email from Kerry's office manager read, Hunter Biden maintains that he did nothing wrong, but conceded in an interview with Good Morning America that working at Burisma was poor judgment. Meanwhile, Joe Biden denies there was any corruption and dismisses the handful of reporters who have confronted him about his son's foreign dealings as conspiracy theorists. Justice is coming for the Biden crime family. Fireworks on Fox News as Steve Hilton accuses Marie Harf of covering up Ukraine corruption by Biden and Kerry. But everything comes out of her mouth is barf. I'll just show you the onslaught of Steve really rips a new one in her.
And that's what you have now. That's why we shouldn't take it seriously. And further, these people inside the bureaucracy, the other thing they're doing is protecting Joe Biden, because the only real corruption allegation here is against Joe Biden. He was in charge of Ukraine policy. He supervised billions of dollars of aid that went from the US taxpayer to Ukraine. Much of that went to Burisma, a gas company that was paying his son. How much money did Joe Biden channel to his son's business? That's the corruption allegation. No one wants to explore that. These people are protecting...
I understand no journalist wants to explore that, but I can rest assured that Federal Prosecutor John Durham is right on it.
Against that, there's a further element of corruption that needs to be looked into, and again something that Ukraine should investigate, which is John Kerry's corruption. He was Secretary of State at the time. He was also involved in channeling money to Ukraine. His former Chief of Staff was hired by Burisma soon after Hunter Biden went on the board. They hired John Kerry's former Chief of Staff while he was Secretary of State, paid him money from Burisma, could have come from the US taxpayer. That money is circled back to Democratic senators who then write to the administration calling for more money to be sent to Burisma. All of that needs to be investigated. John Kerry's corruption.
There's no evidence to anything you just...
that I've just laid out.
I worked
is
at the
evidence.
State Department
so
then.
You're covering up the corruption too if you defend it.
Are you
These
kidding
are
me?
facts. Billions
Are you kidding me?
of
Steve,
dollars
I'm on
went
this couch
to
with you
Burisma.
talking about...
I'm on this couch with you, as if the couch has anything to do with credibility or candor?
About the news. Please don't accuse me of covering something up.
Please?
You are,
I'm
because you're
telling
saying
you,
there's no evidence. I've just given you the
I was
evidence.
there, and there's no evidence.
The money
Oh, so since Miss Barf was there, therefore we can believe her.
went from the U.S. taxpayer to
This time
Burisma.
it really is live. Chairman Schiff on the Hill.
Oh, and now Harris is going to cut it off with pencil neck.
Management budget.
You know, Harris has to be the mediator, you know, to stop truth from prevailing. First, we got to listen to Barf on Fox News, and then we go over to pencil neck. Such is the way it is at Never Trumpers Network, Fox News. Thank you for listening.